Okay. Well, I started off scheduling this broadcast for 4 o'clock. It could have been 3 o'clock at first. I think it was about 3 o'clock. I've been watching this Rittenhouse trial for a while, since the beginning of the week, actually. And I didn't really know it was out there until the beginning of this week, or maybe it was in the last week. But I just felt the urge to say something about it. Okay. And when I first saw the coverage of it, I thought to myself, you idiot. Why in the world were you going there? And then later, as the story unfolded, I realized, okay, because we all remember the summer of love, right? The summer of love. It was all about love. While cities were being burned down here and there, and Kenosha was no different. Kenosha was being burnt down too. And so I've been watching this trial. I mean, I've had this stroke and not as capable as I used to be. Let's just put it that way. And I've been watching it the whole time, seeing the video footage and all that. And I remember the prosecutor saying, why didn't you just call 911? Well, first of all, there's all kinds of cops around, but they're not doing anything. They got their lights flashing and all that shit. And there's even one thing where Kyle runs by the armored vehicles and the cops are like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, they're probably, I know that they were ordered not to do anything. Oh, these are mostly peaceful protests. You know, and that's just like, look, again, like I said, my first thought was, why were you there? Why did you go there? And then when you realize this is like day 3 of crap being burned down and stuff like that, at some point, especially if it's a community your dad is living in, wouldn't you want to try and help, but just not let there be mass destruction? And that's what's going on. And the unbelievable media coverage, I mean, again, I didn't really know about this until the actual trial started. It was all buried in with Seattle, Portland, all the other crap that was going on during the summer of love. Okay? There wasn't a lot of love going on during that summer. I will tell you that right now. And people were getting fed up with it. I mean, they talk about a vigilante or whatever. To me, what I've seen in this trial, and the judge says, I don't know if I'll ever do another live trial again. But to me, it's been very instructive about what prosecutors will do. Oh, and the media coverage. I mean, even at the beginning, it was like, I don't know, it was soon after it happened. First of all, they charged this kid 2 days after the incident. They wanted to haul his ass in there. And then our current POTUS commented and called him a white supremacist and whatever. And all the media you have seen have tried to make it about race. Okay, first of all, none of them mentioned that the 3 guys he shot, 2 of which he killed, they were white guys. The first guy killed was using the N-word, you know. Then I love how they show the video, the little video of the first guy killed, Rosenbaum, the pedophile who had raped and sodomized young boys. How he was so close. Oh, wait, look how far away he is. This is what the prosecutor was saying. All right. The prosecutors are idiots, okay? You never let anybody take your weapon or get close enough to do so. If they are rushing towards you and if they're rushing towards you, doesn't even matter if they're grabbing for your weapon. If they're rushing towards you, then you drop them, man. That's basic law. That's basic self-defense. If you let them get close enough to actually grab the barrel of your gun, you screwed up. Okay? And here's the other point I want to make. Okay? The other point I want to make is, okay, these people are like already out of their mind because I like the MSNBC or somebody, CNN, whatever, and there's a couple people on there. Oh, he's like an active shooter. He hadn't even shot yet. He had not shot at. He's got a gun. Okay. So unless he's just randomly blowing people away, how is he an active shooter? He hasn't even shot yet. Yet this guy is running up after him to try and commandeer his wife because he's a kid. He's 17 years old. Rosenbaum was a big guy. I don't know how much bigger he was than Rosenbaum, but I've seen his pictures and he looked like, okay, that guy, yes, I agree, no fly drone. See, there comes a point when you can't acquiesce. And people would hate some people would hate this. When Trump said, take back our country. When you look at what happened during the Summer of Love in Portland, all over the country for that matter, there wasn't any love there. There was just destruction and an excuse to steal shit and then what? Burn the evidence? I don't know. All right. So today, while I was watching Fox, they were busting between 2 different things. They're busting between the Rittenhouse stuff and who is a defendant, and the Arbery case in Georgia, where Arbery was the victim. Now, I will say this. For anybody that compares these 2 incidents, they do not compare. Okay? And it's not just because Arbery was black and the guy that shot him was white. It has nothing to do with that, really. What it really has to do with is the fact that the reason the guy that shot him, along with the two other people that were with him, was supposedly because he was stealing stuff. First of all, he was at a construction site, and I'm not denying that he went and looked inside. I mean, a lot of us fly drones. I'm like, oh man, maybe I could fly a drone through there. Maybe he was scoping it out, looking for something to steal. But I don't buy that either. Who knows? It doesn't matter because Arbery was in no condition to steal anything of value at a construction site because he was on foot. That's what's so stupid when they compare the two things. So, I don't know. Arbery might have been up to no good. Who knows? But I'm not going to prejudge that. I don't know. Maybe he was just checking out a house being built. No one, yeah, you can't say that, Jay Berg. I don't know. All I know is it's a complete different circumstance from Rittenhouse. Because Rittenhouse was obviously attacked. I never saw where he was where he provoked anything. They're trying to say that he provoked it because he was just carrying a gun around. Myself personally, if I see a guy running around with an AR-15, and I guess it depends upon the circumstance, but unless he's targeting me, I'm gonna move away from that guy. You know what I mean? All right. So I don't know. No, and I'm with you, Carlos. The issue is okay. Over the course of the testimony and stuff like that, Carlos, I have seen why Kyle would want to be there. I really do, because it's kind of unfair. Hey, Michael, I can kind of see why he was there because, look, again, over this whole summer of love crap, where there was very little love expressed, you saw time and time again where the cops did nothing. What was it? It was in Washington State, I think. Portland. These people had made their own little city. Oh, cops aren't allowed and stuff like that. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that's pretty much anarchy. Somebody called me an anarchist. I'm not an anarchist like that. It's just so frustrating to see where one side is able to do whatever they want, and somehow it's forgiven, allowed, whatever you want to say. But if it's somebody from the right that does it, that just wants basic law and order, they are labeled as racist, Trumpsters, whatever. Which leads me into my next point. And I actually, see, I've been watching the coverage of this stuff, and it drives me crazy. It really drives me crazy. It drives me crazy about the current administration, what's going on with our country. It really does. I wrote some notes about Trump. Well, I mean, Rittenhouse got me started, and I haven't even looked at any notes that I was thinking about Rittenhouse. But Rittenhouse needs to be. Let's see. Here's the other thing. I wonder how much the jury has heard. They haven't been sequestered. So are they going to condemn this kid not because of what they believe in the facts that were presented to them, or is he going to be the sacrificial lamb so that these protesters don't burn the city down? It's very interesting. So I'm going to meld into my. I was trying to make this short. So I'm going to meld in to what I was going to say about Trump. Okay. I wrote notes about Trump. Let me pull them out. All right. So what I started writing, because some of the things I've thought about, is that I've met my share of annoying New Yorkers. Okay. People that drive you crazy. When in South Florida, Boca Raton, I met my share of snowbirds down there. They talk too fast. They seemed entitled. And because they were snowbirds in the first place, meant that they could afford to live in New York in the summertime and come down to Florida when it got cold up there. But they're basically a New Yorker. Now here's the way I think. I've met many a New Yorker along the way, and they can be obnoxious, but they're just telling you what they think. Whatever, you get used to it. It's just hard for a Southern boy like me to catch on to it right away. But that was the thing with Trump. You see, Trump was a New York he's still alive. New York the businessman. But he just says what he thinks. No political correctness. Screw all that. All that is just get to the point. And that's what he did. And well, it offended people. Okay? A lot of New Yorkers can be that very same way, even though they have a good heart. I will be the first to admit, and by the way, just for the record, I voted for Trump in 2016 and 2020. Both years. I wanted another term. But the problem is that Trump was never allowed to do his job. He was constantly being bombarded by these issues. And Look at the whole Steele dossier, you know? What a crock of shit that turned out to be. Yet, it made what? A special counsel and all this shit against a totally hoaxed up bunch of bullshit. And that's what drives me crazy because I'll tell you this right now. I think Trump was a great president. And I know there's people that'll disagree. But look what you got now. Oh, wow. What an improvement we've made now. You know, isn't this special? So, I don't know. I hope those of you that voted for the blue ticket, I hope you're happy now. Let's see. What else have I got in here? I guess I made some notes about Rittenhouse. Second Amendment. You know the Dems are after that. So I don't know. That's I don't need to look at those notes anymore. I've said my piece. Uncle Biden. He ain't my uncle. He's like Biden, Carlos. Biden is like the old grandfather or great uncle that you no longer pay any attention to. Do you realize it was the very day that Biden became president? Maybe it was the day after. I think it was the very day that he stopped building the wall, stopped fracking, halted all exploration on federal lands, all that. Keystone Pipeline, yes, good point, Jay Bird. He put thousands of people out of jobs. I mean, a lot of people out of jobs. Although I think they got paid for a little bit. I don't know how long. But, I mean, none of all this green energy shit. Okay. We're going to put in how many charging stations across the United States for electric cars that most people can't afford. Hell, I can't even. Hey, Joe, I could use an electric scooter. I'd ride around on an electric scooter. Are you going to provide me with one? I don't think so. So you'll have all these places where I could charge my electric scooter, but I don't have an electric scooter. Do you know, okay, the hybrids have been out for a while. They all require batteries. The batteries, and now they have completely electric cars, but either way, it doesn't matter. They require batteries. Those batteries are expensive. They are not cheap. It is cheaper to replace. I'm pretty sure. Now, I don't know. Somebody might have to fact check me on this. But I'm pretty sure that a replacement battery for an all-electric car is more expensive than a motor in a internal combustion engine. I could be wrong, but you got to realize you have the battery, but you also have motors on the wheels. Those can go bad too. I'm sure they aren't cheap either. I'm just, I love green. Green is cool. if I got some solar panels and can use them to provide electricity, that's cool. I'm all about saving money. But most of this does not save money. It's just this green crap. Okay? And green ain't so green. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, well, like Carlos, that's a good one. Carlos and Jay Bird both. I don't know. Things have gone so sideways over the last couple years. It kind of freaks me out. Kind of makes me glad I don't have kids because they don't have to grow up in this stuff. So I mean, I just like oh, back to Trump. Okay, here's the deal with Trump. I may have said it already. I'll say it again. Okay, I love Trump. I voted for him in 2016, and I voted him again in 2020. Now, in 2020, because of the pandemic, for the first time in my life, I did a mail-in ballot. I don't know that it was counted. I don't know that at all. I have no way of knowing whether that ballot was counted. But, it was a pandemic and I didn't really have a way to get around. So, what was my point? So, forgot my point. I will just say this, okay? As I said before, I have found Trump obnoxious before. He has embarrassed me at times, but I always considered him my candidate and my president just because I knew he was a New Yorker. Isn't that a New Yorker's trait is to be obnoxious? Okay? It doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're obnoxious. So he embarrassed me. I hated the debates during 2020. I thought he did a very poor job of that. But I always thought he did a damn good job as president. People respected us. The Chinese, the North Koreans, the list goes on and on. Everybody respected us. Nobody respects us now. Oh, yeah, they got. Let's see, I'm trying to think of who I can equate Biden to, but I don't think I can equate him to anybody. I was trying to think of a sitcom or whatever, or some guy that's like out of it or whatever. Howdy Doody? Nah, well, Howdy Doody was young though. So look, for any of you that voted blue, there's probably none of you here now at this point, but I don't know. I'm just glad I don't have any kids because something's got to turn around. So I will say this. I want to give a thumbs up to Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida. And he's awesome. Florida is open. Florida is thriving. Okay. And any Floridian, for the most part, will tell you that. Most people like Ron DeSantis. And I'm looking forward to 2022 if I make it that long, because I think there is going to be a red wave. And I think we will have a Republican president in 2024. Now, whether it's Trump again, I'm trying to think who else it would be. DeSantis, perhaps. It depends upon what Trump feels like. All I know is that the difference between Trump and Biden is night and day. And there are probably some people that think the night of Joe Biden is better, but they need to look back at history instead of what the mainstream media has told them. Oh, that's right. I meant to mention the 2020 election. Okay. I think Trump ran us into the ground about faulty elections and stuff like that. I think he drove that way too far. He went too far. He got obnoxious about it. And then they blamed him for the January 6th insurrection, as they called it. But he went too far for that. But he is correct in that he said that the election was rigged. And I'm not talking about fraudulent votes or any of that. I'm throwing that out of the window, okay? There's probably fraud in every election. But to me, the biggest thing was the media coverage. And the whole time, the media was against Trump. They peddled stuff out there the whole time against Trump. They painted Trump to be a demon. And the average person that doesn't really pay attention, go on the MSNBC, CNN, whatever. I mean, that was so they were in the bag for any. They hated Trump because Trump the whole time was calling them fake news and all that. Yeah, no, Trump definitely ragged them. Oh, he ragged them all the time, and they hated it, and they got back at his ass. And I think that had a big effect on the election. So the Democrats should actually have to pay taxes on the free advertising they got from MSNBC and CNN and whoever else there was. And indeed, hey, Jim, hey, brother. So anyway, did he? I didn't notice that. What bridge did he bust his ass on, Jay Bird? He can barely read, Carlos. What are you talking about? Hey, 4-Odd K9, how are you? So Jay Berg, whatever. I don't know. I just had the urge to say something. You know, all this trial shit, self-defense stuff, and then just the state of our union. The state of our union, Jim. if you're still here above and beyond drones. Um, it's been a year ago, gas pipe prices were over $1 a gallon cheaper when Trump was still in office. And then in June, or excuse me, January, when Biden takes over, shut down the Keystone Pipeline, stop the border wall, stop fracking, stop coal, stop exploration in on federal land for oil and gas. No, let's not produce our own stuff. Instead, let's beg Saudi Arabia and Russia to produce more oil and gas. So our money goes over there instead of to people working here. How does that make, oh, that's so green. How green is that? Now, when we were energy dependent before, okay, shit was made right here. Put it on some rail cars, pump it into a pipeline, whatever. Oh, but no, wait. Let's do away with that. Instead, we're going to get our oil from Saudi Arabia and Russia to where it has to sail across the open sea, and they don't use sails. It's not green, okay? No, I have big sails that carry a tanker across the ocean. No, it takes petroleum to power that tanker with its belly load of oil across the ocean. Yeah, that's green. Oh, that's lowering the carbon footprint. How stupid do you have to be? How does that make any sense? It makes no sense. Even just the pipelines. Okay, you shut down a pipeline. Now it has to go on tanker trucks. Well, that's fuel efficient, especially during a supply chain disaster, you know. So I don't know. Is there? I don't know. I'm about done with this rant. I was just doing a rant anyway. I had to get it out there. The Rittenhouse thing, the Arbery thing. The Arbery thing, I think the Arbery shooter is going down. I'm not on his side. I'm not against him necessarily. I wasn't there, but Rittenhouse is innocent. I'm not claiming he should have been there. I just I think he's innocent. I think he was justified in this shooting. I never saw him as a provoker. He was trying. I love the part with the prophet. Oh, sometimes you just need to take an ass beating. I'm telling you right now, if someone's looking to pound me in the face, if I have a weapon, I'm going to shoot their ass. That's all there is to it. No, I'm not going to let you touch me and beat me to death. No. Because they punch you in the face, they knock you out. They take your weapon and they can use it. You know, no. If I have a weapon, you're going to do me bodily harm by punching me. Even if you're just going to punch me in the face, I don't care. You don't have permission to punch me in the face. You could kill me by punching me in the face. Actually, there's a karate move where you hit the nose just right and it drives a bone up into your brain and it'll kill you right there. Somebody did a statistic on it, and more people die from being beaten by somebody's hands than they do with an AR-15. So, hey, Craig, you bloody Yorker, you. I'm just in here doing a rant. It's just random crap running through my brain, and I felt like I needed to get out. I just need to say. And hey, Bill, Newfoundland drone. I'm just in here ranting, and I'm about done. I'm about run out of gas, but I just felt the need to say some things about the current state of our country. That's all. Yeah. Well, I know 4-eyed canine. That's right. Now this is another thing. 4-eyed canine. Do you remember when Obama? When maybe you don't. Obama was in office, and he was talking about, I don't know, it had something to do with, I don't know, a bill he was supporting or whatever, but he said something like, if it's a knife fight, I'm going to bring a gun. And he literally said that. So I'm like, again, I am continually astonished by the hypocrisy of those on the left. Okay, the Green New Deal and all this bullshit. All right, so they jet off to Glasgow, Scotland, I think. And all these jackasses are in private planes, spewing carbon all over the place. And then in Biden's motorcade, I don't know, I can't remember the number. It was a lot of vehicles in the motorcade, all spewing carbon. But it's all a case of do as I say, not as I do. And that's just what makes you go, what the hell? I mean, it's just irritating as shit. And sometimes it just gets to you, man. It's like, what are these fools doing? What are they saying? They're all in it for themselves, like all these defund the police people. You see these defund the police people, yet they're hiring their own private security. Yeah, because you defunded the police and there's nobody out there to protect you. Here's Biden. Oh, I didn't even think to bring this up. Yeah, he stopped the wall along Mexico. Yet at the same time, he spent a bunch of damn money to put a fence all around his Delaware beach house. That's been on the news. So I know, I saw that, Bob. It wasn't cheap either. It was not a cheap fence. Yeah, there you go, Bill. This is what really irritates me about the whole Trump deal and all that was that all these people talking about Russian collusion, whatever, which is, wow, that bomb is dropping on their butt now. Things are coming out. But a person in the House of Representatives makes, I don't know, 150 to 170,000. It could be $180,000 a year. Yet so many of these people are millionaires. All right. Now that much money sounds like a lot to me. Trust me. I've never made anywhere close to that amount of money. But those people that are making those $170,000 a year or whatever, they probably live in expensive houses where there's a pretty expensive mortgage payment. So how do they become millionaires? Or close to billionaires? That's always disturbed me. Maybe it's just because I'm used to living hand to mouth, but I'm thinking if you're making $170,000, $180,000 a year, that first of all, if you're making this nice little paycheck, the first thing you're going to do is get a nice house, and you have to make payments on the house. So you're going to have to do this for a while to even make it to millionaire status because you got a lot of overhead. No, it doesn't seem to take them that long. And that's because there's shady shit going on. Just saying. I'm with you, Sam Squatch. That's bullshit. I look, Sam Squatch. I don't know what is more revealing in the 4K footage. I don't know if it makes Rittenhouse look more guilty or whatever. Now I have watched tons of footage over the last few days. I pretty much watched the trial. I don't know if I saw the beginning of the trial or whatever, but every piece of evidence. There was some one video clip where it was obviously pixelated and whatever. But I never saw anything that suggested that Rittenhouse was the aggressor. To me, it always looked like he was the defender, defending himself. And again, if you're concerned about your safety and you see a guy with an AR-15, are you going to rush him? My whole point was, one of my biggest things was some of the coverage I've seen. Fox News has showed it from MSNBC and CNN. And this is days after the event. This is like a year ago. But they're talking about now. They're talking about Kyle running around just blowing off rounds and stuff. He wasn't doing any of that. None of what they said he was doing. The one guy said, he shot off like 60 rounds. He had a 30-round clip and he did not empty it. 4 shots at one time. I think he maybe shot 6. So I don't know. Kid needs to go free. I was thinking at first that they nail him on the gun charge and he might have to spend 6 months in jail. But that was ruled out because it was actually a legal weapon. Yeah, the right barrel length. He was 17. But yet they all said that it was illegal for him to have that. When last year, when all the news people were talking about it, it was just ridiculous how they portrayed it. Completely different. Oh, really? What did they lie about, Sam Squat? Oh, I mean, shit. They've been lying the whole time. You know, I really think this case is a big deal, and I love how I'm using that term sarcastically, but how the mainstream media like CNN and MSNBC and stuff have tried to make it racial. There's nothing racial about this. Kyle is a white guy and he shot 3 other white guys. None of the color should have anything to do with it. It was their behavior that got them shot. But they're still trying to make it racist. They're trying to say if he was a black guy and he'd done what he'd done, then it'd be a whole different story. I can't speak to that. Perhaps I'd like to think not. I would like to think that if he behaved in exactly the same manner as Kyle Rittenhouse was, regardless of the color of the people he shot, that it would be treated the same, or perhaps better. What disturbs me is that if it was a BLM person or an Antifa person, would it be forgiven more easily? Not that there's anything to forgive, because I think Rittenhouse is innocent. I think he believed in what he was doing. He was not out there just acting like a active shooter, just gunning down anybody he didn't agree with. That's not what he did. He only shot people when they threatened him. And why do you threaten a person with AR-15? I don't know. They have to be idiots. He put out some fires, whatever. The whole race card is definitely getting old. I know. That's what I don't get, Sam Scott. I really do not get that. I don't get how they introduced the racial component into it at all. But today's media, it's all got to be about race. It's all about race. And I'm tired of it. I have black friends. I don't look at them for their their color, I look just like MLK said, is the content of your character, not the color of your skin. And the Democrats got to hold on to skin color. They're all about skin color. And it's sad. It really is sad. So, God, I've been on this rant. Does anybody want to come in and share their thoughts? I'll put up a link. Anybody wants to come in and do a rebuttal? Does anybody want to do a rebuttal? We could do that. I got cats running out here. What, Carlos? Hey, poor on Kano. Halle Berry is hot. What was that movie she was in? With Dances with Wolves guy. Oh, he was a Secret Service guy, or yeah, Halle Berry is hot. Definitely hot. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating crackers. I can tell you that. Yeah, she's cute. The Bodyguard. That was the name of the movie with Halle Berry and Kevin Costner. Good flick. If I'm scrolling through the TV guide or whatever, and that movie's on, I'll watch it. Cause she's cute. All right, so I got no takers as far as that. I'm about running out of gas because you're right about that, Bill. That's with 6. Thanks, Maddie. I appreciate it. I'm just screwing around, Maddie. I had to get some political bullshit out of the way. Just because I was fed up and if I was going to throw up if I didn't get out of my system. So I had this stream scheduled for like 2 o'clock, and then it went to 3, and then it went to 4. Finally, 9:30, I'm like, I'm just doing it. I'm just going to say it, do whatever, and put in some time. Happy to see you too, man. You probably wouldn't have, I don't know. I don't know how you would feel about how this broadcast has gone. I started on a Rittenhouse, and I'll do a little Trump talk, and went back to Rittenhouse. I've been following it a lot, and I just felt strongly about saying what was going on in this. Yeah, well, Carlos, I'm not even seeing that. 3 thumbs down. Okay, well, I expected a few. There's probably a few that voted for Biden. It just really isn't supposed to be a political channel, but I've been political all my life, and I believe in conservatism. I believe in what's right, and then there are liberal people that believe the world should be a different way. And I've met a few lefties that we always disagree, but we still like each other, sorta. But you know, people talk about left versus right. I call it right versus wrong. I'm sorry, you know. Now, everybody makes mistakes. If you voted for Biden, I just want to tell you right now, you were wrong. I don't know what else to tell you. Now, everybody's wrong. I've been wrong before. Everybody has the right to be wrong. You have to realize when you're wrong and then not do it again the next time, okay? So, for you three thumbs downers out there, before you too quick on thumbs down, that's okay. I don't mind thumbs down. You're expressing your opinion. I get that. Or maybe you're anti-gun and you don't believe Rittenhouse is innocent. I get that too for a reason for thumbs down. Not everybody thinks the way I do in that aspect. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in the right to defend yourself. I'll say this about Rittenhouse. He wasn't trying to hide his rifle. He didn't have it stuck in the back of his pants. All the time he was running around out there in Kenosha, everybody could see he had a rifle. Yet they're still going to rush him? What kind of idiot are you? You asked to be shot when you tried to attack him. Okay? Because he wasn't concealing anything. You could see it. It's there. He's wearing it. It's on his outside. Okay? So you rush this guy. And I get her heroism as far as, okay, let's change the scenario. Okay? If Kyle Rittenhouse was out there running around just pop, 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 shooting at people, I could get somebody rushing him. I could get that. Take him down. He's an active shooter. I get that. I completely get that. And there are news accounts on, I don't know which one it was, MSNBC or CNN, that's where some of the commentaries, that's how they actually portrayed what Rittenhouse was doing out there. But that's not what he was doing. He only actively shot when his life was threatened. And I'm just, like I said, I've watched the footage, I've seen it. And that's why I'm so grateful this trial was held open like it was, because you could see the whole thing. There was nothing hidden. From what I understand, I think it was CNN. CNN only broadcast the prosecution's closing argument and not the defense's closing argument, which means they were in the bag for the prosecution. So, I mean, these people want you to not have any Second Amendment rights. You don't believe in it, They believe it should be left to the police, which when you watch any of the video of this incident, there are cops all over the place, and they're not doing a damn thing. Now, I'm not blaming them. I'm sure they had instructions from above just to monitor the situation. Oh yeah, don't get too concerned if they burn down a building here or there. That's okay. Just don't escalate the situation. Screw all that. I'm telling you, man. Law and disorder like that, allowing it to happen, that is what brought Kyle Rittenhouse out there in the first place. It's like, my dad's town is burning down and they're not doing anything about it. That's bullshit. I don't know how I would react. I don't think it'd be good. I mean, I'm kind of a shy guy, even though I'm live on YouTube right now. But I can see how some people would. I can see how some people get really aggravated with that, especially down here in the South. I'm trying to think when all this bullshit was going on. There was some BLM demonstrations down here, but nothing. There was nothing violent. I think in Tampa where drone worship is at. I think they had some bullshit going down there and stuff like that, but Southern boys don't put up with that shit. Okay? Not much, Mike. Nothing much. I was getting political. I was getting ready to bail out of here, actually. But, so, hi, Mike. I just, hey, Justin, how are you? I've about run out of gas, but thank you for saying hey. I just wanted to say something about Rittenhouse. Well, tomorrow's another day. We'll see if Kenosha burns tomorrow or not. I hope it doesn't. I hope reasonable minds will prevail and that they will accept whatever the jury says, which I hope is innocent. I think he's innocent. Just saying. The Brandon administration. All right, Bob. Okay, let's go Brandon. Okay. I think it should be let go Brandon. Take the S off the S because we need to let go of Brandon. Brandon needs to go. But here's the problem with that. Who's next in line? Kamala. You want Kamala? And then after Kamala, who's next? Nancy Pelosi? They're all losers. Come on, man. They all suck. Who are they being controlled by anyway? Obviously, none of them can think for themselves. I don't think you can fire a vice president. I don't know how that works. He would have to resign, I think. Can the president fire the vice president? I don't know. And what are going to be the grounds? Incompetent? How incompetent is that old fool Joe? He's not any more competent than she is. He's got 10 points on her as far as approval rating. So instead of 28% approval, Biden has 38%. And who are those morons? Who in the hell approves of what Biden's done this 10 months he's been in office? Let's see. All right. So gas is over $1 more an hour, a gallon. Prices are higher. Bunch of people lost their jobs, although unemployment's supposed to be really low. But they don't talk about the hundreds of thousands of people that left the workforce. Those don't count, you know. Oh my God. Oh, don't even go there, Sam Squatch. Hillary. Yeah. I think Hillary has done too, Bob. I can't remember the last time I saw her, but look. I'm telling you, this Durham investigation and all the with the dossier, as they like to call it, with Trump and Russian collusion. That's going to be like a house of cards, man. I don't know how soon it will happen. I hope it happens soon. I don't have much hope for that. It's going to have to take at least until 2022, really, before all this gets addressed. When hopefully we take back the House of Representatives and the Senate for real investigations to begin. But the Clintons, dude, those people are neck deep in bullshit. I'm just telling you. And I don't know what Trump's done, but they haven't come out with anything on Trump that sticks. The whole thing was the Russian collusion stuff. And that's all. Hey, John, how are you? But that whole thing is just falling apart, and it's going to fall apart more. I'm telling you. Somebody's going to write a book or whatever. I know Bannon got arrested, and I said something. I watched some stream today about Bannon. First of all, he's been claiming executive privilege. But he was cited for contempt of Congress. Exactly right, Jaybird. And the comment I had to leave on the stream where I saw this going on was, well, I have a lot of contempt of Congress too, you know? Really, Justin. I mean, who knows? It's gotten to be a scary ass world. Okay, so China, Justin, I have a question about that. It's a communist state, I guess they gotta pay people, but how can they be broke? They pay their people crap. It's basically slave labor, And if that's the case, how do you go broke? I guess they got a huge military thing, but they should just learn a trick from the U.S. to print more money. How does that even work? It doesn't even work. I mean, oh yeah, give me some more of these greenbacks. Bring them out of thin air. Oh, now I can go buy shit. And I like that idea. Anybody wants to send me some greenbacks? Feel free to do so. I need to buy things. Um, Nothing much. I just need to pay my rent and buy food and whatever. Uh, Gas so I can drive down to the store to get food or whatever at $3.50 a gallon. You get $10 of gas and you don't even get 3 gallons. You get right about 3 gallons. Yeah, call the Federal Reserve. Hey, old Crony Garage, how are you? I'm on a ramble, just rambling along. You know, Bob, I actually had a printer, laser printer, and I put $1 bill in it, and I actually flipped it over and printed it again. The paper wasn't right, but it looked like $1 bill. And that happened. My boss, he's had a few counterfeit bills come across in his shop. China in Focus, that's the name of the YouTube channel. China in Focus, Justin. Your shorts have been great, by the way. Kind of weird at times, but Carla's not the one with you wringing out with the girl wringing out her bikini bottoms onto your face was kind of gross. I thought it was funny. All right, well, I've run out of gas. Nobody decided to come in and hang with me, so let's see. It's an hour and 17 minutes, so I think I've been on, and it's coming up on 11 o'clock. So I'm out of shit to say other than what I've already said. So I will bid you all adieu. And it was well, thanks, Jay Bird. I'm glad you think so. All right, take it easy, old Crony Garage. I've never seen you around before. I know the name. I know you, but I just haven't seen you lately. So, peace out, everybody. I didn't see the link, Justin, but that's okay. I'll look for I will review. Thanks for coming in, 4-Odd K9, Rat, Carlos, Old Crony's Garage, Maddie's Drone World, Jaybird Drone, Mr. J's RC, Bob Drone Days, Justin Drones 863, Big Willie. Oh, I'm sorry, Big Willie. I didn't know you had come in. Sam Squatch, thank you very much. I'm going to end it here. Later, my brothers and sisters. Well, I didn't see any sisters in here, but maybe they'll get it on the replay. See y'all.